Hello everyone, I hope you're all great. I am Nisa Gizem. I am an environmental engineering student at Middle East Technical University. Did you ever wonder why Vincent van Gogh is such a famous artist today, according to similar artists of his time? Today in my presentation, to understand what are these secrets, to understand what makes him unique and special, we will look at his life and his art style profoundly. And and maybe the end of this observe, we will be able to understand his emotions behind of his artwork. Let me show my outline. With the title Vincent Word, I mean his personal life and his emotional perspective. The second title, Vincent Artworks, more about the story of his works and how his art techniques develop with time. Born in Netherlands in March 1853. Vincent van Gogh is one of the first names that comes to mind when one thinks of the post-impressionist painters, although he was an artist who did not receive the recognition he deserved in his lifetime, very sadly. His father was a priest in Zundert. He grew up in a family of 6 children. Although he drew at young age, he did not have a definite artistic value. At the age of 13, he dropped out of school. He was a particularly successful student in language classes. At the age of 16, he started his internship at the international art dealer Go PLC and formed a permanent job at the same company as following years. And he quit this job in 1876 and then took up various positions, including teaching. He took a deep interest in religion. He suffered from financial inadequacies throughout his life and lived on the edge of poverty. He mostly survived on the financial support of his younger brother, Theo. He had marginal relationship and love stories that were not accepted by society. Van Gogh Museum Amsterdam states Vincent van Gogh fell in love with his cousin Kiewos, a widower. Although Kiewos had no interest in him, Vincent was persistent in his feeling for her. Moreover, he later had a relationship with a prostitute and took care of this woman's child for a while. Today, apart from his art, he is also known for his psychological disorder that take his life out of ordinary and cause tragic events due to the inadequacies in psychiatry and the fact that Van Gogh did not receive real physical help during lifetime. A complete diagnosis was never made for the disorder he experienced. He had been claimed to have schizophrenia, bipolar, synesthesia, and abandonment anxiety, but today it's almost certain that Van Gogh disorder is not schizophrenia. I'm sorry. The first even which psychological disorders surface differently is the well-known ear-cutting event. After an argument with his dear friend Gauguin, he cut off his ear due to the regret and stress. After that, he was hospitalized for a while in mental hospital. 2 years after this event, he committed suicide related to future concern because Theo would cut his financial support, very sadly. In 1880, at the age of 27, he decided to become a painter and develop his art. He was later educated by his cousin Anton Meaux. He mainly drew dark paintings and cornel portraits when he first started painting like the potato eaters. Later, he began to paint more colorful pictures, worrying that his works were not sold because they were too dark and therefore he would not be able to make money. VGMA states in Paris, Theo introduced his brother to colorful work of names like Claude Monet, Van Gogh meet and influenced artists such as Henri de Toulouse, Lautrey, and Emily Barnard in Fernand Conman's studio. significant change took place in his art. As a result, thanks to financial concern and new ideas, his art took to form that comes to mind when we say Van Gogh today. Van Gogh was in such financial difficulties as a painter that he could not hire models to paint portraits. That's why he had used himself as a model for many of his paintings. Moreover, like other painters, he did not have the money to buy high quality paintings materials, so he had to produce the colors in his palette from natural materials, like the very old painters. This is one of the things that makes the colors he used more spatial in a way, in my opinion. In a summary, Vincent van Gogh, who had a difficult life and fragile soul, committed suicide due to the difficulties, which is perhaps why he left us breathtaking works and passed away when he was just 27 years old. Next time you see some of his work, try to feel the emotion behind of it. Thank you for listening. Any question? And this is my references. Thank you again.